The Apostle Paul says in 2 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 10, "The sadness that is used by God leads to salvation, and there is no regret in that. But sadness, suffering that is merely human, causes destruction." In Christianity, especially in Catholic Christianity, one is told early on in one's religious education about the cross, how Christ went to it like a sheep led to slaughter, in a profound silence, with his heart broken, a disillusioned and rejected man. We learn that the cross was his last true act of love, generous, kind, and compassionate. And we learn that the cross is a mystery. Yes, I know, of course, Jesus chose to accept his dying in this manner, to be nonviolent in the face of violence, to be still. But I believe that the cross, if it is the true cross, is not at all about suffering, but about love. It is about mercy, about compassion, about a nonviolence or pure love that is at the heart of all creation, of all that exists. And when one is on the cross, when one's suffering is in union with that of Christ, one does not see the cross at all. And try as one may to understand or to be generous in one's suffering, one cannot always muster the strength or the will even to offer it to Christ, so that our suffering joined with his may serve for the redemption of the world. For when our suffering is deep and painful, we can have the sad sense that we are trapped, suffocating even, or somehow just wasting away. And faith? Really, what is faith when one is on the cross? The cross is not pretty. Nevertheless, the cross, the true cross of Christ, is the very love, compassion, and kindness of God in his Christ. The compassion, kindness, and freedom at the heart of all that exists in all people. A compassion and kindness so deep, so clear, so holy that nothing, especially not sin, can stop God and Christ from being present to us as God is always present to the Lord's creatures when they suffer, as love. It is especially when we need this love, as we do now, that God takes up our cause in a deep and holy silence. In God's sacred silence, there are no arguments, no pretexts, and nothing happens per se. But all things happen here, for it is from here, from God's silence, that all things, all people emerge. Here, in God's silence, in his love, there is no ambition, no need to kill or subjugate. Here, no one goes hungry or thirsts. But we can never say that suffering comes from God, ever. Yet, it is at this point of our suffering that Christ has become like us, so as to love us even there where we hurt. For God is not, has never been, nor will ever be, far or apart from us. Whatever blocks us from finding our serenity, from being totally human, only human, God can remove. But if only we face the reality of our suffering and allow ourselves to be moved by the generous Holy Spirit of God into a place, a space of nonviolence, pure freedom, and pure love. May God's love in his Son, Jesus Christ, with the pure love of the Holy Spirit, reach deep down into us, and there, where we are lonely, isolated, and in pain, there, heal us with that love. May your life be full of Christ.